Okay everyone, we are at my Cricut expression machine. I have this pink piece of paper here that I'm going to be placing on a scrapbook page, and I would like to create a title that will fit over this nicely. I know that it's 11 inches long and it appears to be 3 inches wide. So I need to make sure my title is not longer than 11 inches or taller than 3 inches. So I'm going to play around in my machine a little bit to see what the best size will be. I'm using the Paisley Cricut cartridge. Looks like this. And I'm working on page 62. I want to cut out the title Jammin. So that button is going to be the one with the headphones and the music. So I have to find that real quick. It looks like it's right here. So I need to hit the word or word blackout key. So I'm going to hit that. Take my multi-cut off. I had that on for something else. Now I think I'm going to try fitting to length and see what I get. And I don't necessarily want it to be 11 inches. Let's try it at 8 inches wide and see how tall that would make it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my button to pull up my image, and it should say Jammin in the window, and it does. So I'm going to press OK, and it says it will cut it at 2¼ inches to match the length of 8 inches. And that's pretty good, but I think I might actually do it just a little bit bigger. Let's try it at 8½. So it'll be 2½ inches tall and 8½ inches long. And I think that's going to be just perfect. So let me check my settings here. Gonna have my blade. I kind of usually do overkill. I'm going to do my blade at 5. My pressure, I'm going to do it high. I'm not going to do it at max. My speed's kind of in the middle. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and hit cut. And it's just repeating to me the size that it's going to cut it at. But that OK button is wonderful because it'll tell you exactly what you're getting before it actually starts to cut it. So here I've just layered my title onto the paper, and it does fit really nicely, just the way I planned it out to. And I'm going to be decorating that paper with some little music notes. And these are cut from the same page. These two lower ones here were cut at 2 inches, and I cut one just the regular direction, and I flipped the other so that they could kind of face each other. This is at 1¼ inches. Same with this little one here. And I also did them the regular way and the flipped way to go on opposite sides of the title. And on when you're facing it, the right hand side, I decided to do the 2 notes together on the bottom and the 1 note at the top. And on the opposite side, I did the 2 notes on the top and the 1 note on the bottom. So just kind of to give it a sense of symmetry and balance, but to keep things from looking exactly the same on both sides. So I feel like that worked out pretty well, and I just used my Zig 2-way glue pen to adhere it all. Pretty easy stuff, and I like the way that turned out. Gives it a little bit of pop. So we're working on page 52 of the manual to cut out these tennis shoes. If you just hit the button and no feature keys or shift keys or anything, you get the base layer, which I cut in white. If you then hit the shift key, you'll get the next layer, and I cut that in purple. Then I hit layer 1, and I got this little wavy bottom piece, and I also got the tip of the shoe, so it's cutting like the parts that would be rubber, like the tread basically. And then I hit layer 1 again, and I hit shift, and I got this cute little heart, which I cut in pink. Then for layers 2, I did not cut the first cut there. It's 2 tiny little hearts, and even though you can't see it in the video, basically all it is the heart that I already cut, this is a smaller set of hearts that would layer on top of those. So cutting this at 3 inches the way I did, that would have been a really, really tiny cut. So I chose just to omit it this time. But if I cut the shoes bigger, I'll try it in the future. So now I hit Shift for layers 2, and I got this circle, which is what the heart layers on top of, and I chose to cut that the same color as the tread, but you absolutely don't have to. That's just something I chose to do in this case that I liked. And I'm just going to be using my ATG gun and also my Zig 2-way glue pen to put these shoes together, and they layer up really nicely. I actually didn't have too much trouble lining things up, which is always nice, but they definitely have a lot of fun color to them with all the different layers, which is really great. Ta-da! Here's our cute shoes all put together. So now I've just got my black paper to build my page on, and I'm just adding my title there at the top, trying to leave a bit of an even border all the way around. And I'm working with 2 4x6 photos, which is pretty standard size for me to work with. Just get them all printed at once. And now I'm going to add my shoes toward the bottom of the page. This first one I had some little goobers that were sticking to it. And I decided to add my shoes at kind of an angle, just for a bit more interest. I've got this music note here that's just the perfect size to fit in my page, cut at 2 inches. But when I cut it out, it's got this other little note attached to it. So all I did was just take a pair of scissors and just snip. Really, really simple. Easy, easy thing to cut. No big deal. And then it fits nicer because I liked the height of 2 inches, but I wouldn't have been able to fit my notes that way. So I'm just using the Zig 2-way glue pen again to arrange these on the page. And I've got a little set of notes I'm going to leave stuck together and just place on the bottom there. So here's the finished page. I'm really tickled with the way it turned out. I just love the fun, bright colors. The shoes I know don't really match the pink and black perfectly, but they do kind of match the colors of the actual shoes in the photo, and it was a great way for me to use up some papers I've had sitting around for a while, some scraps of cardstock. Been digging into my scrap bin and trying to use stuff up lately. So thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful and very crafty day.